390 Wagon Master here. All right, I'm going to answer a question. 615 got down, said, do you remember which one of these bad boys had the best receiver and best transmit audio? And he's referring to a picture that I took way back in 2004-ish of some of my shelf bitches. These were my base stations that generally, for the most part, were never in the garage, were never in any humidity. They were always kept wrapped up and in proper indoor conditions, I guess you could say. So I want to talk about a couple of these. Up on the very top here is a Handic 2305. It's not the one I currently have. This was my first 2305, and transmit and received on it sucked, and it was AM only. I have the High Gain 8 in the box. This is the rig that I bought with my uncle back when they had the 23 channel blowout sales. This was an okay radio. It had a fair to marginal receiver in it. Transmit was really weak unless you clipped, I can't remember if it was a diode or a resistor that I clipped in the audio circuit. Then it would just go crazy loud. So it was either like crazy loud transmit or kind of held back. So a fair radio, in my opinion, not really a collector's rig. Okay, I owned a few of these. I owned some Skipper 71s and Skipper 73s. I don't remember. I believe this one was the 73. You know, average transmit and receive. It was an old tube rig from the mid-70s, so don't expect much from one of these, especially on single sideband. This was a Gemtronics GTX 5000. AM only, and not all that hot. No, not really. Neither transmit or receive. Okay, this was another slant face Sears Road Talker sidebander. I had a few sideband versions, and I had one AM version. The receive is average on these things. I'm trying to think what I could compare this to. It's got about like Royce style receive, not really all that great, but good, especially for local traffic, and then always good reliable audio. Let's go over here to the Stoners. This is Stoner number 263. This is Stoner number 491. They suck. Stoners suck, both transmit and receive. And I don't care, you know, you'll hear the Stoner guys, they've got a big woody for these things. These are garbage. These are undependable junk, overrated junk. All right? When you do get them working, they don't last very long. The idea was there. I think they're sexy looking rigs. You know, I think the Stoners and the DACs are probably, as far as radio porn goes, in my opinion, some of the most beautiful 70s rigs made. Yeah, they're not reliable, and they don't receive all that well. They do not transmit all that well. They only put out about, you can get about 10 watts out of them. If you go any higher than that, they start, well, it takes the reliability out of them, and they're just not that good. Stoner speaker sounds like crap until you modify it, and I've modified mine. I did a video on that about 10, 12 years ago. I should probably redo this. This is a Royce, I can't remember if that was a 619, no, this is not the 619, I think this is the 621, I believe. AM only, not a bad receiver, not a great transmitter. Okay, Browning Golden Eagle Mark IIIs. I've owned these since I was 16. Of course, anybody that's owned Mark IIIs knows this. You know, they have good AM receive, and of course, transmit is balls to the walls. Just awesome, you know, Mark III sound. Sideband, not very good receive. However, great transmit audio on single sideband on these. If I remember right, I was only getting about 8 or 10 watts out of that as well. So not bad. And, you know, Mark IIIs are pretty reliable as long as they're not butchered. Tram Titan 2, I never really spent much time with this. This was operational, but it just never really tripped my trigger. It didn't seem like it had the greatest receive in it. And sideband transmit, I never really talked sideband on it. So this one's kind of a question mark radio on that one. This Tram D201, this is not the A version, and this is the PC board version of the 23 channel Tram. And, you know, fair. It's kind of, can be a little unreliable at times. Sideband was not really all that impressive. AM was fairly good sounding as far as receive goes. AM audio was really good. Plate modulated audio sounded really good. The ARF 2001. This radio is fully functional, and I sold it, and I don't miss it one darn bit. Very beautiful rig. I think it's got that industrial NASA look to it, kind of. But these guys should have stuck to doing what they did, which was building, what was it, missile defense or guidance systems. And they took that high-end technology of the day and put into that radio. Receive on it is not good, and transmit on it is average, literally average. However, I do believe that, I don't know, this is sixes on this radio. I know the ARF has a big following, just like the Stoners and the DAX, but these things are not all that good. This is a high gain Utopia 623, a little bit below average on transmit receive on both AM and single sideband. However, it's a sexy looking beast, isn't it? MFJ antenna tuner, which is great. This is a little 300 watt tuner, 941E. I love this tuner. This is a great little tuner. I don't care what you say about MFJ. I like these tuners. All right, over here is my antenna rotor box, matching power supply to my Kenwood TS850, which I've just got back up on the air. The 850 is a whole different sound receive-wise. I'm trying to see what this would compare to. I think the 850 is better than the Stoner on receive. A little bit better, far more reliable, even with the bad capacitor issue. And transmit on this is, you know, it's ham radio. I mean, it's, you know, it's a decent, it makes a fairly decent CB. You know, when you use ham radio on the chicken band, the thing is you got great stellar audio, but you have to put up with all that crappy receive of these things. And noise blankers don't work really well in these. And I don't recommend using a ham radio on the chicken band. I just don't. On the bottom here, I have a DBX 15 band 2-channel EQ. This is a DBX 286A processor, and this is a DoD D12 sampling device, which is kind of fun to play around with. Then over here, I had that hooked into I have a Shure SM58, which went into this, which went into the back of the Kenwood for straight raw audio. I got to be honest with you guys, at the very end of the day, I always ended up plugging my BUM1 or the factory Kenwood stock mic into this. This audio rat gear crap blows, in my opinion. This is just all in my opinion. Okay, now, the best radio here is not on here. So the best radio, you know, I had two radios that I really liked at the time and still do, and I prefer the two radios over pretty much all of this stuff. And the first radio is the first couple generations of the Super Star 3900 Mobile. They are absolutely awesome radios. They blow all this away in receive. Obviously, they're not going to blow this away in transmit. However, they do have a very good transmit section in the Superstar 3900s, and you just put the right mic on them. It's like most any radio. Put the right mic on, find the mic that matches your voice the best, and stick with it. The second radio that I liked a lot, and more than most all of these, was the President Madison, and I guess you could say the Cobra 2000. However, I've never actually owned a Cobra 2000. That's one of the few radios I haven't owned. And, you know, I have a friend that has, and everybody that I've heard on them, you know, they sound good when they found the right microphone. Like, you know, Turner +3s and stuff like that seem to work really well on the Cobra 2000s. I'm not a fan of D104s on 2000s from, you know, from a listener's standpoint. And then, I've heard, you know, I've been in a room and listened to the receiver of them, and they do remind me of the President Madison. They're, you know, dual conversion receive, nice quiet front ends on them, and just kicking ass. So anyway, I appreciate that question. There's my little rundown real quick, and please leave questions or comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. If you think I'm full of shit on this, then unsubscribe. All right, thanks for watching.